Good afternoon, Colorado. Are we live or are we not? Welcome to today's episode. A little late, a little crazy, of What's for Lunch. I'm your host, Larry Hers. Today in studio, all the way from Roxborough State Park in Kent Carl, which I drove to once. I got Chef Brent from Sapore Prime Italian, which is a fantastic restaurant, worth the drive. Welcome.
Happy to be here, Larry. Thank you.
You found us eventually. Yeah.
So here we are.
Give us a little history of you and the restaurant.
Sure. My name is Brent Turnipseede. I've been cooking for 20 years.
Name some places you've been.
I started off down in Texas. Worked at Abacus in Siena. Moved up to Vail as a ski bum for 8 years and spent 5 years at Sweet Basil and really found a family there. Started the Sebastian Hotels, the chef there as well. Moved down to Denver once I had a child and spent 5 years working for Troy Gard at Garden Grace, and then did a stint with Frank Bonanno. Opened up American Elm in the Highlands 3 years ago, and then hitting the reset button at 40 and opened up restaurant number 7 down in Roxborough Park. So,
all right. Give me the exact address of where Sapore is.
8361 North Rampart Range Road. So it is just on the other side of Chatfield Reservoir. So beautiful drive on the way out there.
Yeah, I was driving. I'm like, no, this cannot be right. And then I pull up to it. And it's very, it's a strip mall, right?
It is, yep.
But once you're inside, you forget you're in a strip mall. It's beautiful decor. Daphne runs a great dining room. She's very charming. Is one of the owners there. Describe the concept of what you guys are doing.
Sure. My owners, Daphne Duplay and Terrence Gibbons, both have quite a stellar resume and background as well. Terrence was Ocean Prime background. Daphne was quality Italian. They kind of put their heads together and came up with pasta and steaks. Yeah. So I got recommended the job by a friend of a friend, and we kind of took the ball and ran with it. My style of food has always been a little bit up for interpretation. I like to take things familiar or nostalgic and kind of present them in a new way, and Daphne and Terrence were certainly on board with that. So not really specific to any region in Italy, and at the same time drawing on my background and influences from Colorado and the local bounty of flavors and ingredients that we have here. We kind of melded into this fresh pasta and prime steaks concept that we're knocking out of the park. So.
Which is a brilliant idea, and I don't think anybody else is doing it.
I mean, like I said, Daphne came from quality Italian, so she always had this great grasp of what sells well, and everybody loves meat, everybody loves pasta, so why not?
Yeah. And then you make beautiful cocktails as well. Not you, because
hey, I shook it up. So.
Let's see if you can remember what is it called?
It's called the Empress. This is a creation from my owner, Terrence Gibbons, and it's Empress 1908 gin with a little bit of fresh lemon juice, aquafaba, and simple syrup. So
I think that's
very
pretty
simple,
much what was in there.
Very clean and very beautiful.
And then a nice little edible garnish, I'm sure.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Don't mind if I do. What was also surprising about the place is you're open for lunch.
We are, yep.
Are you in lunch and dinner, but not? Are you 7 days?
So we start off 7 days. I mean, I'll be completely transparent. So staffing is a legitimate priority.
Oh, really?
So
you're the only one.
We're growing.
Everybody else has no problems.
We're growing and we're hiring. So we were open 7 days. We decided to close down Sunday and Monday. So open for lunch Tuesday through Friday, starting at 11 a.m., and then dinner Tuesday through Saturday. So.
And when I went out there, I did go for lunch. And you had amazing sandwiches.
I wanted to bring a couple, but, we could only fit so much on the table. But yeah, we're doing a great chicken parm sandwich, meatball. We do a calabrese fried chicken where it's like an Italian take on a hot honey. We do a prosciutto with smoked burrata and arugula that is outstanding. So
I can't remember, were you making the bread or buying the bread? Because the bread was great.
For years, Denver's got some great bakers around here, and I was fortunate enough to find one to deliver down there called Baker's Way, and they're right over here east of 25 off of Arapahoe. And they're making fresh ciabatta, focaccia for us, really whatever we need. So, yep.
Big thing you do there, which I got to try, is fresh pastas.
Yes, sir.
So let's show the people what
sure,
kind of pastas
these
you're
are
making.
a few of the pastas we're doing in house, and we are literally making noodles daily. We've got a great machine that extrudes out some of these different shapes. This one right here is called rigatoni, mafaldine. This is bucatini, which if you get a close-up, it's actually hollow spaghetti. This one's called casarecce. This is a squid ink spaghetti. And then here's one of our hand rolls, which is a mushroom stuffed tortellini.
And tell them like the mushroom stuffed tortellini. Tell them if they go there, what does it come with?
So we started making. I saved a bunch of ramps from the spring, which ramp is a hyper seasonal onion product. We made a puree. We put it in the freezer. From there, I make like a chimichurri sauce that goes around the bowl, so it's like bright green around the bowl. Mushroom brodo, which is like a fortified mushroom broth that we use all the scraps with. A little fresh corn, spring peas, local mushrooms, some Mystic Mountain mushrooms, and watermelon radish and a bunch of garnishes. So,
Okay, for the steak lovers there, where's my steak?
that's a good question.
Oh, you bring me a Delmonico for sure.
I should have. I actually have a Wagyu tomahawk rack in the cooler right
come
now. That I
on.
should have brought next
All right.
next set. So.
You know what? Push pause.
I'll be right back.
Go back. It's only what, a half hour from here, probably your restaurant.
Yeah, we'll always have filet, strip, ribeye, some of the big ones on there, and I like to have some fun too. And we're getting whole pork loins in house, so we're brining and smoking. We'll get Wagyu racks. We break down and sell as a tomahawk with the whole set with Tuscan potatoes and creamed arugula or whatever we want to do. So.
Your fried calamari was exceptional too. Were you doing something different?
We tried about 20 different breadings and recipes
Okay.
until we found the perfect one, and I thought it was a pretty cool touch. We used semolina flour, which is the same flour from the pasta in the breading. Gives it a great crispy crunch and corn texture. We also fry up some Castelvetrano olives and lemon wheels in there as well to give it a little bit of acid and citrus. So.
Let's talk about cheese, especially since the restaurant's
Yep.
name is on that cheese.
Yeah, I do love cheese. I'm fortunate to work with some great vendors, cheese importers, and then there's another company called La Mozzarella. But I brought our Sapore cheese, which is actually the same name as the restaurant. It means
Tell me.
flavor in Italian. Yep, sure does.
This is it?
That is. Tried it. I like to think it was mixed in like Gouda and Parmesan. Really nutty, super crystally, very high quality, and just overall delicious. So.
Are you using it what on like a little charcuterie? Or?
Yeah, we do a happy hour board and bottle feature for $40, and so that will almost always be on the board because it's our namesake. And then whatever other cheeses we've got in house, we've also got a pecorino that we're using, the carbonara, of course, the grandfather of them all, Parmigiano Reggiano. And this guy right over here is the smoked burrata that I get from La Mozzarella. They literally take my order every Wednesday, milk the cows in Italy on Thursday, ship it to the U.S., and I get it every Tuesday.
Wow.
Can't modify the order, and it has to be in by Wednesday in the week prior. Some of the best cheese I've ever tasted in my life. So,
Smoked burrata.
smoked burrata.
I'm going to be eating that in a minute. I had this when I visited you. I know this is money.
Yep, one of the most traditional Italian dishes, Carpaccio. Always, from what I've heard, always had to contain the colors of the Italian flag. So red, green, and white.
Did not know that.
We got red from the beef, green from the arugula, white from the cheese. We pair ours with a little black garlic aioli, a watercress vinaigrette, and then we actually bake these Parmesan crisps to use as crackers to keep it gluten-free. So you put a little bit of the Carpaccio on the cheese, eat it up, and enjoy.
So you brought up gluten-free. Do you guys do gluten-free
I
pasta?
am making a gluten-free pasta as well.
You're making it?
We sure are.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's
sir.
got to be a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And a lot of ingredients. It's got tapioca flour, potato starch. We buy a gluten-free flour from Caputo, bounded together with some xanthan, olive oil, and some other things. But yeah,
I assume you're just making one shape?
fettuccine. Yep,
Yeah.
for down. But I've got a hand crank machine, so we could probably do another one in the future.
And this gives you an idea of like the caliber of desserts that you do there too, which was not expecting.
You know, I got to throw a shout out to a girl named Whitney Mangian. She's consulted with me at American Elm and now Sapore, and this is kind of one of her creations. She has moved on, took a role down at, where is she? I'll think of it in a minute. But she helped me create this dessert. My owners wanted the traditional classics of cannoli tiramisu cheesecake. I said, let me have some fun. And so we made a cheesecake, or a tiramisu cheesecake. So tiramisu filling, espresso cream, brandy whip, chocolate shell, crispy pearls, all the things that taste great. So
Matt, are you on it? I'm going to cut it open. Give him a little, let him see the inside. I'm not going to be as pretty, but I want to see that because it was so delicious. Everybody see it?
oh, it's tasty.
And then you have a nice little bar, great wine program.
Yep.
You know much about your wines?
We got a great selection of both Italian and international. Terrence had a few select bottles here, but we built a custom stainless steel or cast iron wine cage right as you walk in. It's a beautiful display. Pretty much any bottle you want, we'll bring in for you. Super small and hyper local restaurant that caters to a neighborhood. So anybody that wants a specific bottle, guarantee you that we'll bring it in for you. So cocktail program is driven through Terrence, and he's got a great mix of classics and modern takes that honestly are underrated. And just like this one, very tasty.
And then using local ingredients whenever possible.
A lot of local vendors. Let's talk, Oxford Gardens I also get fresh herbs from Mountain Maine Micros, using River Bear meats, and just a lot, wherever I can, local ingredients. Obviously, it's corn, peaches, and cantaloupe season. We're doing a cantaloupe bruschetta right now. We're doing a peaches and cream bombolini on the dessert menu. I think when you were in there, we did smoked burrata and corn, balanzoni, and there's another stuff.
That was a 10.
So, yeah, utilizing everything that Colorado has to offer whenever we can.
All right. Give me your website.
Sapore Pi, Sapore, pi.com.
And the address again?
8361 North Rampart Range Road.
Technically Littleton.
You're right.
But it's Ken Carl.
I live in Highlands Ranch in the south of me, by about 10 minutes. So,
and really, the interior is really adorable. You totally get lost. You don't feel like you're in Colorado. You feel like you're in an Italian steakhouse in Italy.
It's awesome to hear. So.
Do we forget anything?
No, sir.
All right. Take reservations?
We sure do. Yep.
They make them on your website?
You got it. Yep.
All right.
Walk-ins as well.
There's no What's for Lunch tomorrow. I'm going out to lunch to the new McDivitt Taco Supply in the Vibe Hotel down in. No, I'm not taking it. down in Rhino. But we'll be back Friday. We have LaRue, Bistro LaRue, a little
Awesome.
French food coming on Friday. Good to see you, Brent.
You as well, Larry.
Let's eat. Oh, I'm just gonna shove the whole thing in. That is amazing.